Let me start. I've started to record, and I'm going to say welcome again. Welcome everybody to the Winnie and Kat Independent Stylist webinar, Monday evening conference call. We've been doing this for about 2 years now, and it has grown, and the energy on the calls is absolutely amazing. We've got stylists who come on both calls, and being on this call is showing a commitment to yourself in your Winnie and Kat business. And I'm so glad to see the new stylists on the call and stylists, potential stylists, those of you who are interested in the business opportunity as well. The calls are open because we want everyone to know what we're doing here at Winnie and Kat. So tonight, as promised, we're going to talk about systems, and specifically I want to talk to you about the 72-hour worksheet, and we're going to have some graphics here momentarily. Let me get that. Let's see, 1 second. Okay, there's my, first I want to show you there was a great, really nice blog post about us today that we shared on Facebook from Agora Hill's mom. Some of you probably know we moved from the office in my garage in Malibu over the hill, which is Westlake Village, about 20 minutes from Malibu, and I moved my house right by the office too. So anyway, share it. It's on our Facebook. Say hi to this wonderful blogger who wore our clothing in Costa Rica to a blogger conference. So really excited about that. Her name is Kim Prince, but we are not related. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So make sure to take a look at that when you have a minute. Okay, now let me find that 72-hour meeting. Okay, here we go. Bring it over here. All right, voila. And these calls are interactive sometimes if you choose to interact. So feel free to ask questions if I don't answer your questions during the call. It's I just haven't gotten to them, so I will do my best to answer them after the call. And also, if you have any suggestions or comments, then I love it when you share as well. I might ask you if you can talk, and if you can't for whatever reason, then just let me know, and that's okay too. And I can read what you type in that question box. Is the format for us to communicate during the calls. Okay, so who recognizes the 72-hour stylist meeting worksheet? And very good. What does 72 hours in this context mean? Somebody asked at the very beginning of the company, somebody looked at it and said, I can't spend 3 days meeting with my new stylist. So 72 hours means this is what you need to do and what you need to have your recruits and your new stylist do within your first 3 days. All right, so this is, and all of these tools are meant to get you set up for success and find your systems. Okay, so the systems, everybody wants a system. And this is part of the magic of the system, is getting it done, redoing it, and sharing it and training it. So 72-hour stylist meeting worksheet. And for those of you on the call who are seasoned independent stylists, take it out and do it again. And if if you just did it, then make sure that you're doing it with your downline as well, and just go over it, review it, because this is going to help you get either set for success or reset. So okay, so some things to think about, and if you want to share these answers, go ahead, let me know. I'll be happy to hear. We all when you all are interactive during these calls, those are the best calls. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but I would appreciate if anyone wants to share. All right, so what's your company story? Why did you join? And these kinds of things too, you want to keep practicing them. I always, I practice my pitch when I'm talking about the company, whoever I'm talking to, whether it be whether I'm going to go into a women's networking event or if I'm talking to investors, then no, Meg, I can hear you. I can see you on the iPad, so that matters, and that's all good. Oh, and I don't know I don't know if I can hear you on that unless you call in. Otherwise, I can just answer your questions as you type them in. And there is an audio. You should have an audio instruction on the side panel as well. But if not, I can just answer them from here. So when I repeatedly go over in my head how I'm answering different questions, and it depends sometimes who you're talking to and who the audience is, but knowing these answers yourself and really getting in touch with them is going to give you that freedom to work your business, because you're not always recreating different answers, and they might change and they might tweak, and sometimes they get better. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I could have said that. Next time I'm going to say that, and then then it just starts rolling off your tongue and shows your confidence and your enthusiasm. Okay, so what do I love about the product? What's something quick? And notice these are all 3 lines. Okay, quick, getting people to want to know more. Okay, we're not going to give every detail with every answer. And what do you love? And feel free to share and type in. And the number 3 is incredibly important. What is my why? And why do I want to be a stylist? This is something that might change, and this is something that needs continual attention. This is where we find our motivation. The number 1 trait in successful direct sellers is not whether you have experience. It's not whether you have kids at home or you're an empty nester. What the common thread of successful direct sellers is that they have a deep personal motivation. And you might think it might be one thing when you start, and it might be something else 6 months from now. The important thing is that you just keep on connecting with what's motivating you, and that's going to help you keep your focus. And thanks, Emily shared that she loves that the product's made in the U.S. That is a great feature that everybody loves who's in our community. Okay, and then the next part is goals. And goals, I've heard goals be defined as a dream with a deadline. Putting your goals in concrete, writing them down, is going to help you immensely. One of the videos I posted earlier on in the year was there was a little clip from Jim Carrey, and he had said when he was at acting school, before he had money, he took a check and he wrote out a check to himself for $2 million. He didn't have money in his bank account, certainly not that much money, but he visualized the check that he was going to write for himself and cash it. And sure enough, one day he cashed that check. So it's so powerful to visualize where you're going to be. And when you write down what your goals are, and this is going to be different, this year will be different than next year, 3-5 years from now, your goals should significantly increase. And that's part of the advantage of being in this company right now. Now, we've got amazing stylists who are doing this for fun, and that's awesome. Everyone's doing it for fun, but like it's a hobby. Like some stylists do one party a month, and that's great. And you're really an important part of the company. We also have independent stylists who see the power of being here right now and understand where you're going to be able to go with it. And Cindy just typed in, I'm going to share. Unless you want to share, Cindy, let me know if you'd like to talk, or shall I read your answer? Are we going to hear, may we hear your voice, Cindy? Oh, Cindy's on an iPad too. Okay, Cindy said, I love being a Winnie and Kat stylist. I love my team and support we give each other. My motivation's the connections I've made and the money I'm making. I also find myself competing with myself. It's a motivator, if that makes sense. It totally does. If you're competing with yourself, that's the best. It's, it's the people who try to figure out how we can be better. It's the stylists who go to go away from a show thinking, okay, that was great, but I could have done this, or I could have done that. And you see, that's when you're thinking, you're internalizing and not externalizing, because when you're externalizing and saying, oh, no one wants whatever, no one wants this, then that's putting the circumstances out of your control. But when you think about it like Cindy's doing, competing with yourself, I love that. And Cindy's in a great team here locally in California, and these women, they're such a good example of a local team. And if you're out there in a different state, it is beautiful once you start building your local team, and we can help you with that. And in the meantime, there's so many amazing women to connect with, and you can meet them on Facebook or talk to Tiff, and she'd love to introduce you. We have such a supportive group of all sorts of women connecting with each other all over the country. We have tonight on the call, we've got, and tell me if I forget your state, we've got Michigan, California, Washington, Michigan again, Texas, Arkansas. We've got 2 people from Arkansas. So awesome. Okay. So, all right. Oh, and Cindy booked 3 parties yesterday. Congratulations, Cindy. Okay. So my lifestyle and my income goals, and then you can also do the trunk show math and think about how you can get to those goals. Right now, the thing that you have most in your control is your personal sales, and as you book parties, your residual income is just going to grow and expand on that. So think about what your goals are this year, and then and beyond. And with our Founders Club, you really have the opportunity to make 6 figures and beyond, even 7. And it's when you talk about direct sales numbers, they sound fantastical, and they're all rooted in history and reality of other companies who are much bigger than we are because they started much sooner than we did, and we're on track to hit the milestones that those companies did before us and beyond. Okay, my schedule, you want to get organized, figure out when you're going to commit and how much time to commit to your business. I don't know why that keeps on turning blue. Okay, and you'll notice what we have before some other things about getting organized. And this 72-hour stylist worksheet comes in your welcome email, and it comes in the kit, and it's on the forum. So this is something we really, really believe is going to get you started with a successful system. Okay, so start, and we should change this number, at least 6, or say at least 6 dates when you'll hold trunk shows. And it's okay to set the dates before you find your hostesses. So right now, whether you have your kit or not, and if you've been with Winnie and Kat for a long time, get it out again and set those dates. If you don't have at least 6 shows on the books, set your dates and then find your hostesses, or plug in your hostesses, okay? When you've got that intention and you know, all right, I'm going to have a party next Friday, then it's a lot easier to find a hostess. You'll know that you will. So the other reason why I stress getting dates on the books, get it done before, do not wait until you have all your ducks in a row. This is practice time, okay? And even, I talk to stylists who have started since the beginning, which was almost 2 years ago, and you're always learning. Okay, you're always learning, and you're going to learn faster, and it's going to be so much easier once you've got your system down, and you've got to do that by trunk shows, okay? So we've got training for that. We've got training for all this stuff. So we've got training for booking trunk shows, and also not only for having trunk shows, which is in our 6 Weeks to Success training. And we did a tour of the 6 Weeks to Success, I think it was last week, in last week's stylist call, or it may have been the week before. So, and those are all on video archives under Stylist Weekly. Each week after the calls, this training webinar gets embedded into that Stylist Weekly email that gets published, that I publish every week. Okay, so practice, practice, practice. All of the greats, whether it's authors, sports figures, business people, practice. Public speakers. If you even Bill Gates, for example, he learned computers because in elementary school his mother worked at a computer company, and she donated computers to his school, and he was at the computer lab all day long. Okay, practicing. It's like the Beatles. The Beatles were terrible at performing live until they got a gig at a bowling alley, and they practiced every night. They played every night, and they got really good. So you need to have your shows on the books in order to be able to practice. And practice, just like your pitch, practice how you're going to do it. Just go over it, go over it, go over it. In your living room, in your car, record yourself if you want, or do it for me. Call me, call Tiff, call your mentor. Say, here's what I'm thinking for my presentation. Let me practice with you. So, all right. And same with, let's talk about my elevator pitch. And if anybody wants to share their pitch, that's awesome. An elevator pitch should be short, sweet, and to the point, and speak to the audience who is in your company at the time. So an elevator pitch, you don't want somebody to ask, you don't want to give all of the information. You want to give a little bit of information so somebody wants to know more. What do? Hey, what have you been up to? I am I'm empowering women by selling comfortable clothing that's made in the United States, and you can also get free clothes. Or that did not come out very good, but you get my point. I usually just say I own a women's empowerment through fashion company. So that's something that's going to get people always, they wonder. Or I'm an independent stylist. That's all you have to say. People are going to ask. Trust me. If you tell some mom on the soccer field that you're an independent stylist, they're going to ask you more questions. Or I help simplify women's wardrobes. I'm selling an awesome clothing line from California. Just something simple that's quick and going to make them want more. Okay. I also say, have you ever worn yoga clothes all day long? Well, I sell clothing that is even more comfortable and more cute, and you can wear it all the time. So practice your elevator pitch and all this stuff, especially elevator pitch and your why. If you need a little help, just go online and just Google elevator pitch, or create an elevator pitch, or you get the drift. So all this stuff, you just go on and get some help wherever you need it. Okay, next stylist conference call. And we've got this in here just because, as you all know, because you're here, the calls are really important. Staying connected with each other. The more that we all stay connected as a team, the stronger we're going to be. Now, I talk to other direct sellers. I talk to other direct sales owners, managers. I talk to my peers in the industry. And the more that we can connect, the stronger our company and the better off we're going to be. It's social selling, not only because you're selling product socially, but also because of the other benefits that we get from this company. So thank you and congratulations for being on the call. It's a great thing to be here and connect with the other stylists too. We have, when I see, when I see the stylists, not just connecting on Facebook, but like traveling to meet each other. You know, that's amazing, and that's really powerful. So so that's why the next Stylist Conference call is on here. Wow, I am passionate about this worksheet. Huh. Okay, so I'm organized for success. So this stuff is down here. You know, take some time, get yourself organized. You're going to feel really good about it, and just you know, don't get too involved with all of the details. Make sure you got to have a clean and organized workspace, obviously. And if it's, you know, some of you might be new, you might not have worked in a while, you're probably working from home. So just set aside that space, organized workspace. Your voicemail message should be professional. You know, have your name in your voicemail message. Get your business cards. Those are really easy to order through our Stylist Forum, and put Winnie and Kat in your email. Update your LinkedIn, and if you need to some suggestions with LinkedIn, you can look at my profile and see what I've got. I've got you know, mine talks about sharing opportunity, providing opportunities. So if you want, feel free to copy and paste that too if you want to use that on your profile, and Facebook. So update Facebook, update you're at Winnie and Kat. And you can set up a Winnie and Kat business page if you want to build it up so that you can advertise. That's great, but you probably have the most connections on your personal Facebook. So that's where I would start at the beginning, where you're going to find the people. And then we've got the memory jogger, and this is also used in our hostess coaching. This is actually from our hostess coaching. Invite everyone you know to our show. But this is for you too. You know, just pull out. I mean, if you've been with me for a while with the company, you know my story about September of 2013, where or maybe August, September, where it was, you know, it was slightly ugly. It was the beginning of the company, and we weren't where I had expected to be. We weren't where we needed to be, and I just, you know, at that point, I just, I think we had 46 independent stylists then. And things were kind of slugging along, and I was kind of depressed, and I just wasn't quite sure where we're going to go. And I took out a yellow legal pad, and I did this exercise. I wrote down every woman I knew, everybody, and I just started calling. And every time I called someone, I thought of someone else. And every time I called, I said, this is Diane Prince, because a lot, you know, some of these people I didn't even know. I knew them from like a networking thing, or I Googled them, or I looked on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great resource, and we did a little training on that before. But I just called everybody, and I said, look, here's what I've got going on. You know, I started this company, and are you with me? You know, I'm looking for leaders to help me build. And within 2 months, we had over 100 independent stylists. But what really happened, what was really magical then, was not necessarily the women who joined from when I called, because that's not exactly what happened. What happened was it got contagious, and everyone started doing it. Everyone started calling, and man, we just that was a turning point. So this is a great exercise, and it's you know, and if you're ever feeling stuck or ever feeling like you need a kickstart, pull out this list and just start, you know, or redo this list and just start doing it again. And then there's some fun ones like who's the life of the party, who wears yoga wear all day, you know, so different ways that you can start conversations with different women. So that's the 72-hour worksheet in a nutshell. Are there any questions? Okay, is everybody ready to make sure that you have 6 parties on the books in, I almost said in November, but there's still a few more days of October. So make sure that you get all your orders in before midnight by 11:59 Eastern Time on Halloween. So get them in before that, because we all know what happens on Halloween, and then you get paid on the 1st. So we run commissions on the 1st and the 16th of every month, and the money hits your pay quicker 3 business days after that, And when you start earning commission, that's when you get the email about Pay Quicker. So once you have commission to run, you'll see your Pay Quicker email. And I can tell you it feels really good to get that money in your account right away. And we've had stylists earn the money, they earn the price of their kit before they even had to pay off their credit card from the kit, or even better yet, before the kit even came in the mail. So you've got your website, you've got your telephone. So let's make it happen. This was an amazing weekend. Last weekend it was great. And we had over $8,000 in sales over the weekend. And, you know, I said this morning, pretty soon we're going to laugh at that number. Okay, where last October it was like 2,000 over the weekend. Now it's 8,000. Okay, so we are going to laugh when we go back and listen to this recording. So anyway, thank you, everybody. I'm going to leave you with a thought. Let me get this and pull that up. Here we go. Okay, so one thing that we can control in our lives are our thoughts. And the more that we can focus on happy thoughts, positive thoughts, the better we're going to do in our lives. So here's 5 simple rules for happiness. And free your heart from hatred, free your mind from worries, live simply, give more, expect less. Expect less from others. And I would add, expect a lot from yourself. You know, this is our life, and let's just make it exciting. You know, we've got a lot of opportunity here, and we've all found each other for whatever reason. We're all here, and we're all on this journey together. So thank you, everybody, for joining me on the call. Reach out. If you need us, reach out to your mentor. If you don't have a mentor yet, you may have just joined and not had a mentor. We'll talk to you about that. And have an awesome week. Happy Halloween. And I will talk to you next Monday. Bye, everybody.